Well, hello friends, neighbors. John, your whiskey neighbor here. Welcome down in the basement again. Sunday. So we're going to look at two samples. They came from Rene, Sowleg Whisky. Thank you, Rene. And they're both space sides, but they're older and they're creatively cast. So we're going to look at, and I'm sure I won't get the names right. Haven't done enough history, but this is Auchroisk. Oh, that sounded Ukrainian or Russian, but I don't know how you would say that. Auchroisk. It's a Speyside distillery. And Strathmill. Strathmill and Auchroisk, these are both older. 24-year-old in ex-sherry and 22-year-old finished in ex-port. Can't wait to get into these.
3, 4.
I don't know if I'm going to hold the samples there or if I'll put in some virtual bottles so that you can see. These are both independent bottlings from Cadenhead. So I'm going to start with the Auchroisk 24-year-old. It just says on here that it's matured in sherry. I did some searching and because Rene didn't tell me the exact details, and it looks like it's 56.5%. But I couldn't tell if it's single cast, natural. They're always natural color, non-chill filtered. But I couldn't tell if it had been transferred. We'll get to that with the Strathmill. But we'll see what we get on this. This is sort of like nicer whiskey, which is why I picked these two samples heading into Robbie Burns Day. I thought, I've been shooting a lot of 10 and 12-year-old because, let's be honest, that's what I drink most of. But for those of you that have deeper pocketbooks than me, this is a 24. Next one's a 22-year-old. Let's see what we got on the nose of this one. It's lighter than I expected. 24 years in oak, maybe 24 in sherry. I would have expected a darker color. Can't really see very well, I don't think. But this is a light, fruity nose. I gotta even say it's light and honey and almost some white fruits. Yeah, a little bit of citrus, not overly sweet. I'm going to take that back a little bit floral. Interesting. Going to try just a little sip and try to leave some around so I can put a little bit of water in here. Sláinte. I'm going to have to sip that to get it, so thanks for the sample, Rene. We're not going to come back here. Okay, well, so it's pretty strong in the alcohol. If it's at 56, I don't have the details, but it's certainly in the mouth at that kind of strength. So getting a little bit of bitterness, some tannins. The fruit went into like grapefruit. Yep. It's drying, kind of puckers in my mouth. I would be hard pressed to say sherried on that one. In that, a lot of the sherries I've been playing in lately, there, as I talk, some of that darker fruit came through. Little bit of chocolate, but very high cocoa chocolate. This one seems to tend to be on the edge of a bitterness for me. And that's why I'm going to go citrus, grapefruit, main fruit. I don't know, a dried red fruit of some kind. I'm not there yet. This is interesting. It's got some spice, but it tends to be kind of dried and smoked. Like not smoke, like not a peat, but a tobacco. Struggling with this one a little bit. Which is why I had to pour a little more. Okay, that came through a little nicer, little cleaner. That gave me some more malt, which is nice to have. Yeah, that sip was good. I'm glad I hung on to that because this one's a little bit of a puzzler for me. All right, so now I'm going to try the Strathmill 22-year-old, aged in, this is port finish. Now this one, I did a quick search, and I think I got exactly what it is, which puts it at less, like 50.7%, and it spent half its time sort of in ex-bourbon, and then spent, what was it, since 2005 in port, in an ex-port cask. So let's see what we get on this. Oh, what a delightful nose. No, this is good, but this is just sort of more just kind of fruity. This is, oh wow, what an interplay between, we're going all in. We're going all in. Interplay between a rich fruit, sweet, like a red plum, definitely. A plum type, you know, that thick but juicy still. To me, I'm going to add chocolate or marzipan or light coffee almost. Now, that, like a really milked coffee, like a Tim Hortons with double cream or something, because it's not a strong coffee. It's not bitter. Yeah. There's something unique. It's I'm going to say sour, but it's not off-putting sour. Huh. Very nice. Let's give it a sip. Sláinte. Very expressive. I started a little bit in fruit, but I really have moved into, yeah, processed marzipan, almond, some spicing in there, chocolate for me, milky or creamier chocolate, not bitter cocoa like this one was. Some pudding, Christmas pudding in there. Gonna have another sip. Swallowed that one wrong. I was trying to hold it kind of in the back of my tongue, and it rolled down. And at 50%, it still doesn't matter how much scotch you normally drink. If you roll that into an area where you don't normally swallow, that's rough. This is a delightful dram. Really delightful. For me, it interplays between, you know, kind of a Christmas pudding, marzipan, plum, chocolate. Really nice. This one, I think I may need more time with it. It's very light on the nose. Some nice sweet fruits. That's sweeter on the nose. But I just can't get away from a little bit of citrus bitterness in. Yeah, I think I didn't do enough in that one. In a citrus bitterness in the palate. Yeah. Without water, this Strathmill 22, phenomenal. Really, it's just a sample, and I'm trying it for the first time right in front of you live, but really like this. And I know, Rene, you gave it high marks, and maybe that's playing into my mind, but there's a richness and layeredness to this one. This is fantastic. This is a 24-year-old Scotch, but it's just not singing to me like I want it to. Maybe with some water. Backed off the alcohol in the nose, which was nice. Now we really are in stewed fruits. They're still cooked. They're not bright. Let's try a sip. Yeah, it made it more approachable. I think I got a little more oak out of that one. A little bit. A little more cinnamon in the spicing. Nice. It didn't change much. Let's try the Strathmill. Boy, that nose is so unique. It's brought out more of that note that I'm having a hard time to describe, that I want to talk about being a bit sour. Okay, I'm not going to get it. But it is just on that edge of almost a sourdough. Just really unique. Let's try the palate with a bit of water. You know, it's interesting. This one, the nose opened up a bit more, but I'm going to suggest that the palate isn't any better with water. What a treat. I hope that gave you some purchasing ideas for Robbie Burns Day coming up this Monday. These are obviously heavy hitter. Caden Heads is a great independent bottler, and they're often a decent price for what they offer. This 24-year-old didn't quite pull me in. It's still great Scotch, it really is, but there's a little bitterness that endures. This Strathmill export is delicious, exciting, and I would go, if I would come this way every day that I could. Thanks for joining me here, and you guys have a great Sunday and a great Robbie Burns Day if I don't see you. Take care.